The sky was black with smoke. Metal ruins burned around him. Cole limped through the wreckage, his boots crunching over glass and ash. His leg was bleeding. His armor was torn. The war had ended here, violently, but the silence after the battle was worse than the explosions. No screams. No gunfire. Just dust and fire in the wind. He held his rifle tight and stepped carefully between broken machines and scorched alien bodies. His squad was gone. No signal, no help, just him. Then, from the corner of his eye, something shifted in the wreckage. It looked like a suit-thick black armor, partially buried under debris. He moved closer, cautious. His instincts screamed danger, but something else held him back. Curiosity. The figure wasn't fully buried. One arm was stretched out, the fingers open like they had reached for something before collapsing. The chest plate was cracked, its surface glowing faintly with blue lines. And then he saw the helmet smooth, sharp, and elegant like any design he'd seen on the battlefield. Definitely alien. Definitely elite. He leaned forward, raised his rifle slowly. Then her head turned. Just a small motion, but it was enough. Cole froze. His finger twitched over the trigger. She didn't move further. She didn't attack. Her body stayed slumped. Under the metal pile, half broken, like she didn't care. And then, a voice soft filtered. But clear through her helmet. You call me beautiful, human, ... But you haven't seen what I am beneath the armor. Cole blinked. He wasn't even sure she was speaking to him. Maybe she was just repeating something, some memory. Or maybe she was mocking him. He stepped back, breathing hard. I'm not here to fight, he said quietly. No answer. He looked around. The area was unstable. Fires flared up randomly as fuel cells ignited below ground. He had maybe 10 minutes before the whole place became a crater. He turned back to her. You'll die if you stay here, said still no answer. Then she whispered, so will you. Suddenly, a sharp blast roared nearby some hidden ammo. Cash exploded. Cole dropped instantly. He'd scorched the side of his face. He didn't think. He just moved. He jumped forward, covering her with his own body, shielding her from the flames as debris rained down. The blast passed. Dust floated. He groaned as he rolled off her, his back burning. He coughed hard, choking on the smoke. She had barely moved, but now her hand had shifted, resting gently on his chest. You're bleeding, she said. He laughed once, bitterly. Yeah, you too. I should kill you, she murmured. But you didn't, he answered. Her hand didn't move. Her fingers spread slightly, as if testing something. Cole didn't push her off. His rifle lay beside him, forgotten for the moment. What's your name? He asked. She didn't answer. Instead, she asked, why did you cover me? 'Cause I'm not like your kind, he said. She turned her head fully now. Her helmet still hid her face, but her eyes behind the visor glowed faintly silver and soft. You don't know what I am? She said. Maybe, Cole replied. But I know what I am. They stared at each other. In the distance, another explosion cracked the silence, but this one was far away. Cole stood slowly. He looked around for shelter. I need to find us cover, he muttered. He didn't realize he'd said us until it came out. She noticed it too. You're taking me with you? She asked. He hesitated, then nodded once. If you can move. There was a pause. Then her voice turned softer, like it wasn't filtered by the helmet, any more human, almost sad. I can move, just not far. Cole offered his hand. She didn't take it, but she sat up. Slowly, painfully, as pieces of metal fell off her armor, under the cracked plate, something shimmered. A glimpse of skin, not metal, not wires. Alive. Real Cole looked away, pretending he hadn't seen it. She noticed you didn't flinch. She whispered. Why would I? He replied. You're wounded, not dangerous. You'd be surprised. What? He helped her to her feet. She leaned on him, one arm around his shoulder. Together, they started walking toward the shadow of a burned-out ship in the distance. Name's Cole, he said. She was quiet for a few seconds. Then finally, she spoke. "Vela, nice to meet you, Vela," he said. Her voice was barely a whisper now. "I hope you don't regret it." And behind them, in the burning ruins, her armor left a trail of glowing pieces, falling like the petals of something once deadly, now broken. The burnt sky faded behind them as Cole and Vela reached the broken ship. It had crashed long ago. But one side of the hull still stood, tilted like a giant steel wall. Smoke drifted from the earth, and every breath tasted like ash. Cole helped her inside through a torn opening. The interior was cold, dark, and quiet. No power, no systems working. Just twisted metal and old battle scars. She leaned against the wall, breathing slowly. Her black armor buzzed with faint energy, flickering at the joints. Cole stepped back and watched as she slumped to the floor, her hand gripping her ribs. "I think some bones are cracked," she muttered. "Let me help," Cole said. "I heal fast," she replied, but not without pain. He didn't push. Instead, he searched the area for supplies. In the corner of the wreck, he found a survival crate half buried in rust. He opened it with effort. Ration packs, water, some old bandages. One working flare. He brought the food to her. She looked at it like it was poison. "Do you eat this?" she asked. "Not a fan of it, but yeah." She hesitated, then took the pack, but didn't open it. "Our kind needs something else." Cole tilted his head. "Like what?" She didn't answer. Just looked away, her eyes distant behind the cracked visor. He sat across from her. His legs still hurt, but the bleeding had stopped. He checked the bandage. "Not good, but enough to keep him standing." "You could have killed me back there," he said, voice calm. "I still can," she replied softly. "But you didn't." This time, she didn't respond. The silence stretched between them. Then she looked at him again. "Why are you helping me?" Cole shrugged. "I don't think we're enemies anymore. Not here. Not like this." She gave a dry laugh, tired and hollow. "Your kind destroyed half my world," she said. "Yours returned the favor," he replied. Her voice dropped, but I was built for it. That made him pause. "Built?" he asked. She didn't explain. Just leaned back and tapped the side of her helmet. "You want to know what I am, don't you?" "I want to know who you are," he said. She didn't expect that. She reached up slowly and unlocked a small latch near her jaw. A hiss of air escaped. The helmet cracked open. Cole leaned forward as the top lifted slightly, and then he saw it. Part of her face, smooth skin, silver with a faint shimmer. A cheekbone shaped like glass under moonlight, but no scars, no metal, just her. And her eyes, one of them visible, now glowed with shifting color, not threatening. Beautiful, but unreadable. She didn't remove the helmet completely, just enough to let air reach her skin. "I'm not machine," she said, "but not fully flesh either. You're both. I'm something they made to end wars." Cole exhaled slowly, she continued. "They wrapped me in armor, gave me codes, commands. They erased whatever life I once had. But something broke in me. One day I stopped obeying." He watched her quietly. "I ran," she whispered. "They sent hunters. I destroyed them. Then they stopped sending machines. They sent people I knew. That's when I realized I'm not free." "And now?" he asked. "Now I wait to die or be captured again." Her voice had gone flat, as if she had already accepted her fate. Cole stood and walked over. He sat beside her, just close enough to feel the heat radiating off her strange armor. "You're not captured," he said. "You're not dying." She looked at him. "I'm bleeding," she said. "So am I." She stared at him for a long second. Then, slowly, carefully, she took off the rest of her helmet. Cole tried not to react. Her face was not monstrous. It was something else. Delicate, but strong. Alien beauty. Hair like fine silver strands, falling across her cheek. A strange glow shimmered beneath her skin, like stars trapped inside glass. "You were right," she said. "About what?" I'm not what I seem beneath the armor. Cole smiled. You're more. She blinked. Then she whispered, they don't know I'm alive. Who? My creators. If they find me, they'll erase what's left of me. He leaned forward. Then we won't let them. Vela said nothing. Amen. But something shifted in her face. Then she pulled her armor closer to her body. One of the chest plates had cracked fully on through it. Her skin was exposed. The injury wasn't just a wound. It glowed, as if her body carried energy or fire under the surface. Cole saw it, but didn't flinch. Does it hurt? He asked. It always hurts, she said. And as the night deepened around the old wreckage, Vela spoke once, more quiet and unsure. If you stay, you'll be hunted too. Cole didn't move. Then I'll stay. And somewhere deep inside her, beneath the armor, beneath the pain a part of her heart, whispered something new. Hope. The cold air of the ruined ship pressed in as night fully settled. Outside, the wind howled, dragging sand and ash across the broken metal like whispers of the dead. Inside, Cole lay on the floor, trying to sleep, his back resting against a broken beam. He didn't dream his body was too exhausted, but his ears never stopped listening. Vela hadn't slept at all. She sat cross-legged in the corner, her exposed skin glowing dimly under the cracked armor. Her helmet rested on the floor. Beside her, her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from something deeper, something rising inside her like old thunder. Cole opened one eye. You okay? He asked, voice rough from dryness. She didn't look at him. My body is remembering things. Kind of things. She was silent for a few seconds. Then she said, blood. Cole sat up straighter. I don't understand, he said. Vela slowly looked toward him. Her eyes glowed in the dark more intense than before, when I was created. They gave me a memory, she whispered. Not mine, someone else's. A warrior who never lost a battle. Her rage, her power, her instincts, they put it inside me. And now it's waking up? Yes, she nodded. My armor was designed to hold it down, but now that it's cracked, I can feel it crawling under my skin. It wants to come out. Cole looked at her closely. Do you want it to? He asked. I don't know. Suddenly a faint sound echoed from far outside, gravel, shifting metal scraping. Vela snapped her head toward the noise. Someone's coming. Cole grabbed, his rifle limping to the edge of the hatchway. He peeked through a jagged hole in the wall. Two shadows moved across the sand. Slow, careful, not animals, not machines, soldiers. He looked at Vela. We've been found. She stood slowly, her armor rattling as more pieces fell off. Her form shimmered faintly, like heat waves rising off her skin. Cole tried to steady his rifle, but his injured arm made it shake. Vela saw it. She stepped beside him and placed her hand gently on the weapon. I'll handle them, she said. Cole hesitated. Wait, don't. She was already moving. As she stepped out into the moonlight, her body shifted again. The glowing lines across her arms pulsed. Her breathing slowed. Her eyes turned white with light. The two enemy scouts saw her and raised their weapons, but they were too late. Vela didn't run. She moved like lightning, breaking through a storm fluid and terrifying. Her body became a blur of silver and flame. Cole watched from the hatch, stunned. He'd seen skilled fighters. He'd seen fast attackers. But he'd never seen something that looked like vengeance in motion. Within seconds, it was over. The two scouts lay crumpled in the sand, unmoving. Vela stood over them, her chest heaving, her hands shaking again, but now glowing with energy. She turned and stared at Cole. I told you not to look. He walked out slowly, careful not to appear afraid. I had to. She lowered her eyes. I wasn't supposed to be like this. I was built to erase entire outposts, villages, planets, but when I touched that child, she stopped. Cole frowned. What child? Vela didn't answer for a moment. Then, in a voice that broke just a little, she said, there was a child during one of my missions. I wasn't ordered to harm her, but when I reached out, she looked at me and smiled. Cole's voice dropped. What happened? My programming tried to override the moment, she said, but something inside me didn't obey. Instead of killing her, I shut myself down. That was the first time I broke the chain. Cole stepped closer, and now, looked at her hands. Now I don't know what I am, a weapon with a broken trigger, or a soul with a borrowed body. You're not just a weapon, Cole said. How can you be sure? 'Cause you've spared me, 'cause you're still standing here wondering. Weapons don't wonder. She looked up at him, something soft, flashing in her eyes. Then her knees buckled. He caught her before she hit the ground. Her skin was burning hot now, almost too much to touch. Her heartbeat wasn't steady. Her breath came in gasps. You're overheating, he said. She nodded weakly. The rage. It's fighting me. My body's changing again. He carried her back inside, laying her down gently. She clutched his arm as he pulled away. Don't leave me, she whispered. I'm right here, he said. Then she said something so faint he barely heard it. I don't want to become what they made me. He placed his hand over hers. And don't. I'll help you fight it. And in that broken ship, under the stars of a silent world, Cole sat beside the alien girl who was more than weapon, more than war. And for the first time in a long time, he felt the one thing soldiers are taught to forget: connection. The sun hadn't risen. But the sky was already glowing dim gray. Ash still floated in the air, swirling like snow across the dead battlefield. Inside the wreck, Cole sat awake, his rifle resting across his lap. His eyes fixed on the strange girl lying across from him. Vela slept, but not peacefully. Her body twitched every few minutes. Her breathing shifted between slow and shallow, then suddenly fast and sharp. Her skin still glowed faintly, but now the lines across her arms pulsed in patterns like code running beneath her skin. Cole didn't understand what she was turning into, but he knew this: she was running out of time. When she woke, her first words were not human. They were in a strange, harsh alien language. Her voice was deeper, almost mechanical. Then she blinked once, twice, and sat up fast, her eyes wide, in panic. It's starting, she whispered. What's starting? Cole asked. They're reaching into my mind again. Cole moved closer. My creator swallowed hard. My creators. It's the ones who made me. You said you broke away. Did, but their code is still in me, she said, tapping her temple. Buried deep, hidden in my nervous system. If they find me, they can trigger it again. Cole's jaw tightened, and we stop them before they try. She looked at him, her expression torn between fear and something deeper, something human. Cole, if they succeed, I won't be me anymore. He stood and started searching the broken ship for anything: wires, panels, old tech, somewhere to block signals, to mask her presence in the back of the wreckage. Behind a sealed hatch, he found a forgotten data core, mostly intact. Cole pried it open and dragged it back to Vela. What's that? She asked. Hopefully something we can use. She reached toward it, then stopped. Her hand was shaking. I shouldn't connect to that, she whispered. If I touch it, the old program might find me faster. But you also might learn how to stop them, Cole said. You told me your armor held things back, but now it's falling apart. You need something stronger. Vela hesitated, then nodded. Her fingers touched the core's surface. Soft hum filled the room. Then her eyes went wide. Images flickered. In her mind, memories, data, code rushing through her like a river. Blueprints, schematics, battle maps, and then herself. She saw her own designed VX-9 Omega class, not just built for combat, not just a living weapon. She was a seed, a backup for an entire species domination protocol. If she died, she wouldn't just vanish. She would activate. The code inside her would spread, infect networks, override systems, wake dormant fleets. It was a trap planted in her blood. Even in death, she was dangerous. Cole watched her expression change: terror, disbelief, then silence. What did you see? He asked. Her voice was quiet. I'm not the last of them. I'm the beginning of the next. Cole stepped back. What do you mean? If I die near any major signal tower, I'll broadcast my memory. The entire war will start again. Face turned pale. Did they tell you that? She shook her head. No one did. They hid it. Made me think I was just an assassin. But I'm a carrier. Cole sat down beside her. Then we keep you alive. That simple? It's not simple, she said. They're tracking me even now. The longer I stay active, the more visible I become. The flare you lit to signal? Your teammate marked us. Cole cursed under his breath. Vela closed her eyes, just trying to calm her breathing. They're not sending soldiers next, she whispered. They'll send echo units. What are those? She opened her eyes. Copies of me. Cole stared at her. Clones. No. Echoes. I don't know how to explain it in your words. Not born like me, but built to look like me. Move like me. But without a soul. Without hesitation. Cole stood and paced. There has to be a way to block them. She looked down at her hand, now dimming. There is. But it means unlocking the deepest part of my mind. What's the risk? If I lose control, the code takes over. Become like them. Empty. Perfect. Cole kneeled in front of her. Vela, if that happens, I'll stop you. I promise. She looked up, pain behind her glowing eyes. You'd kill me? He didn't blink. Only if you asked me to. A tear slipped down her cheeks, strange and shimmering like mercury. She touched his hand gently. Then help me do it right. Help me choose what I become. He nodded. Outside, far on the horizon, a pulse of light flashed silently across the sky, too fast to be natural. They were coming, and inside the dead ship, a girl built for destruction leaned her head against the only human who ever called her more than what she was made for. The light in the sky faded fast, but Cole had seen it bright, sharp, and silent, like a knife signal from space. Whatever was coming next, it wasn't human. It wasn't rescued. It was for her. Inside the wrecked ship, Vela sat still in the corner, her back against a rusted beam, her head lowered. Her skin, once glowing in soft pulses, now flickered like a broken star. She was quiet, but not asleep. She was deciding. Cole stood a few feet away, tools scattered around him. He had found more scrap, wires, old shielding tech, trying to build something, anything, to block her signal. But deep inside, he knew it wasn't enough. I can't stop what's inside me, she said suddenly. Cole turned. She looked up at him with eyes full of storm and sorrow. Her armor hung off her shoulders like a skeleton, broken, heavy, and useless. It was no longer protection. It was a prison that couldn't hold her. I'm tired of hiding, she whispered. What are you saying? Cole asked. She reached behind her back and pulled at the remaining latches. The armor hissed, steam escaping from the joints, and the back panel cracked open. No, wait, Cole said, stepping forward. But she shook her head gently. I need you to see. Piece by piece, the shell fell to the floor. First the shoulder plates, then the spine shield. Then the full chest plate cracked and dropped. Each piece hit the ground with a heavy sound, like final steps toward something that couldn't be reversed. And when she stood up, fully out of the armor, Cole forgot how to breathe. She was breathtaking. But not in the way he expected. She wasn't metal, not anymore. Her body shimmered like liquid light wrapped in skin. Lines of glowing veins ran along her arms and legs, pulsing softly. Her curves were strong, powerful, elegant, not delicate. Her feet were bare, touching the cold metal floor, yet leaving no sound. Her hair flowed like it belonged to the stars, silver and soft, drifting even when the air stood still. She looked like a goddess born of war, yet stripped of all violence. Now you see what I am beneath the armor, she said. Cole didn't move. He didn't flinch, didn't speak. He simply looked at her, not with fear, not with pity, but with awe. And respect, you're beautiful, he said quietly. She turned her face slightly, her voice low. You said that before, but now you really see. I see strength, he said. I see pain. I see someone still choosing to stand. She stepped closer, her bare hand reaching out. Her fingers touched the side of his neck, cool at first, then warm. You're not afraid of me, she said. I'm afraid for you, Cole whispered. Outside, the earth rumbled softly. Then again, louder. Something massive was moving. Vela closed her eyes. They've landed. How many? He asked. Too many. Cole grabbed his rifle. We fight. Vela opened her eyes. No, I fight. You hide. That's not happening. Looked at him deeply. If I lose control, I won't know your name. I won't know my own. I'll just destroy everything around me. Cole stepped closer. Then we stay closer. Then we stay close. Together, her voice trembled for the first time. You still don't understand, do you? They didn't just make me to fight. Then what else? He asked. They made me to breed new war forms. I'm the base model. If they recapture me alive, they'll use what's left inside me to grow. Thousands more like me. Stronger, colder, empty. Cole's hands curled into fists, so we don't let them take you. She nodded slowly. Even if that means ending me. He looked at her, this girl who had once been armor and silence, and now stood like fire and soul. No, he said firmly. I won't end you. I'll protect what's left, even from yourself. Her breath caught. Then she smiled just a little, small crack in the hard surface of who she used to be. I hoped you'd say that, she whispered. A shadow passed over the wreck giant, silent. A drone, then another. The air grew cold as alien machines circled above. Vela stepped into the center of the ship, lifting her arms. Energy building at her fingertips. Cole stood beside her, rifle raised, heart pounding. They're not ready. For you, he said. She looked at him one last time before the battle began. No one ever was. And then the walls lit up with red warnings, and the roof tore open with fire and smoke. As the first wave came down from the sky machines, against a girl with no armor but her soul, and a human who refused to leave her side. The sky cracked open. Like glass hit by a hammer, blades of fire rained down as enemy dropships descended without sound. They didn't roar. They whispered a silence more terrifying than thunder. Machines designed by perfection, built without emotion, moved like shadows in light. Cole stood at the edge of the shattered roof, rifle in hand.
Out.
Bullets weren't enough, not against this. Inside the wreck ship, Vela stood barefoot on the cold floor, no armor, no mask, just glowing skin and a body pulsing with silent power. Her arms were relaxed, but her fingers twitched. Her breathing was steady, but her eyes burned with rising energy. She was waiting. The first enemy unit touched down tall, sharp and sleek. No face, no voice. Just a humanoid shape of silver plates and black light. It moved straight toward her, like a shadow drawn to a candle. Then another landed behind it. Then 4 more. Cole aimed, fired once. The shot struck metal, but the thing didn't even slow down. He backed toward her. They're coming fast. Vela didn't respond. Her body had begun to hum. They're not here for us, she said. They're here for me. Cole stepped closer. Then let's give them a fight. The machines rushed forward, but Vela lifted her hand. Not fast, not sudden, just ... certain. And the air bent. A wave of energy blasted out from her palm. Invisible, but real. It struck the first 2 machines mid-stride, tossing them like feathers. They crashed through the wall and shattered into sparks. But more dropped in their place. Dozens, hundreds. And above them, floating silently, came a ship shaped like a blade. It opened from the center and something stepped out. Cole narrowed his eyes. It was her, another Vela, but not the one he knew. This version wore flawless armor, not cracked or broken. Her eyes were cold, white, no soul, no emotion. Made every movement was precise, mechanical. An echo. Vela's voice dropped low. She's not real. Cole looked from one to the other. She looks just like you. She is me, Vela whispered, but without memory, without feeling. The clone stepped forward. VX9, original host, you are declared unstable, it said. Submission will preserve your design. Resistance will result in deletion. Vela didn't move. Cole raised his rifle again. Back off, he said. The echo turned its head slightly toward him. Human, irrelevant. Cole pulled the trigger, but the clone blurred moved faster than thought and appeared right in front of him. knocked the rifle away, lifting her hand toward his chest. Vela screamed. Energy burst from her body bright. She launched herself between them. She slammed into the clone, the two forms spinning in a violent arc of light and heat. They crashed into the far wall, sending fire through the air. Cole, stay back, Vela shouted. But he didn't. He rushed to the panel on the side, pulling live wires and shoving them into the floor. Dodge. Static buzzed through the ship. Old Tex surged awake. Vela, I'm giving you power, he yelled. The floor lit up beneath her feet. She stood slowly, her body now glowing like fire under glass. Her hair floated. Her hands were light. The clone stood as well, unfazed. Emotion confirmed. Flawed unit. Vela stepped forward, her voice sharp. You can copy my skin. You can steal my voice, but you can't fake my choice. She launched. They collided again, this time in mid-air light against light, memory against programming. The walls trembled. The air screamed with pressure. Cole watched, helpless. As the two blurred forms fought like gods trapped in fragile bodies, then a burst. The clone hit the ground hard, sparks pouring from her chest. Vela landed softly, breathing. Hard shaking, the clone looked up, half her face missing. You are incomplete, it said. No, Vela whispered, walking closer. I'm becoming. She reached out and placed her glowing hand on the clone's chest. A flash, and the echo shattered into dust, its pieces dissolving like smoke. Silence returned. Cole approached slowly. You okay? Vela turned to him, her face pale. It's not over, she said. You destroyed her. They'll send more, she whispered. But that's not the worst part. What is? I felt her memories, Vela said, and I saw a final command. Cole braced himself. What command? Vela looked at him with something close to fear. If I bond with someone, if I choose. The program ends? Ends, Cole asked. Forever. The code inside Metha weapon they planted dissolves. But I have to bond. Not by force, not by programming. It's but by will. Cole stepped closer. Then bond with me. Her breath caught. It won't be safe. I know, he said, and as the wreckage smoked around them and the drones above vanished into the ash, Vela took a slow step forward. I don't know how, she whispered. Then we learn together, Cole replied. No drones, no fire, no machines falling from the sky. Only cold winds slipping through the cracks of the broken ship. Brushing against the skin of a girl who had once been wrapped in armor and commands, Vela stood in the middle of the floor, barefoot, glowing faintly, her body marked by the battle shoulder bruised. Light flickering beneath her skin, one eye dimmer than the other. She didn't look like a weapon anymore. She looked... Real Cole knelt nearby, wrapping a new bandage around his ribs. He was bruised, bloodied, but alive. Not because of luck, because she had stood between him and death, again and again, and now. It was his turn to protect her, but not with weapons. With choice, she turned toward him. Why are you still here? She asked, voice soft, exhausted. He smiled slightly. Because you are. Vela stepped closer. Her body trembled not from injury, but from something deeper. Fear. Not fear of war or pain. Or death. Fear of being seen, completely, without armor. Without code, without purpose. Just. Herself. I was made for war, she whispered. Born in silence. Programmed to kill. I wasn't supposed to feel anything. But you do, Cole said. I was never meant to choose, she added. Every step of my life was designed by someone else. Psst. He stood slowly, face inches from hers now. You said bonding with someone free? Let it end the program. End the weapon. Vela nodded, but it has to be true. Not forced, not convenient. It has to be. Human. Cole placed his hand gently on her cheek, then let it be human. Her eyes shimmered. Not just with light, but with tears. This might kill me, she said. No, Cole replied. This might save you. She closed her eyes in for the first time, allowed herself to lean into him. No commands, no programming, no armor, just warmth, skin, contact, trust. And in that moment, the glow beneath her skin changed. It softened, slowed, then vanished. A low pulse shook the ship, deep and strange. Not dangerous, just final. Vela gasped. Cole caught her as she fell to her knees. Vela, she wasn't in pain. She was smiling. A small, stunned, joyful smile. It's gone, she whispered. The program, the code, it's gone. Cole held her tighter. You did it, he said. No, she replied, resting her head against his chest. We did. Far above, the sky changed. The signal in the clouds, once sharp and tracking, faded. Satellites shut down. Orders stopped being sent. The creator fleets, watching from orbit, received a silent message. VX-9 deactivated. No host detected. Their weapon was no longer a weapon, just a girl. Later, when the wreck cooled and night fell again, Vela sat by a fire Cole built from old wiring and broken panel wood. She wore a simple cloak now torn from her, old, armor-wrapped around her like a blanket, not to hide, but to keep warm. Cole handed her a ration pack. She smiled. Still not food to me. Still better than nothing, he grinned. She looked into the fire. I don't know what happens now, she said. You live, Cole replied. For real this time? I don't even know who I am. You're Vela, he said. And whatever you want to become. She reached for his hand, held it. I've never had a beginning before. Cole looked at her, eyes soft. Then, let this be one. She leaned against his shoulder, and they sat there under stars, not watching anymore. In silence no longer filled with danger. Just warmth. Just breath. And in the distance, winds swept across a world that would never again fear the girl beneath the armor, because someone finally saw. What she really was, not a weapon, not a tool, not a design, but a heart, and that heart had chosen to live.